I'm just over here messing with my lighting. I like putting the light underneath me. Kind of gives this really spooky thing. What's up? It's Waters on Air, back in the Hot 100 studio, back on Instagram Live, and we have got a fantastic guest this evening. Plus you, and you are fantastic as well. Thank you for joining. So Jack Gilinsky is the name of the game. Jack G, perhaps. If you haven't heard his song, My Love, you should check it out, and it's pretty good. We're going to talk to him about that. We're going to talk to him about kind of establishing his own musical identity. It is going to be a very fun time. Got all kinds of people jumping into the chat, and I have no idea who most of you are, which is great because that is brand growth. Let's see who's in here. A lot of Jack G fans. All right. Hi, Morgan. Hi, Talia. Hey, Juliet. Let's see. Hello there. A couple more folks coming in. A lot of people named after Jack in their usernames, like Softy Gilinsky. That's fun. Comment, sorry, he's going to be late. He's bad at IG Live. That's fine. I don't care. We've had some pretty crazy IG Lives. One guy was, I'm not naming names, one guy was like 30 minutes late. It's fine. I didn't have to stall for the whole time, so we had a good time indeed. All right. 50 people in the house, all waiting for Jack G, and that is what I like to see. Thank you, Boss Man, for complimenting my shirt. I thought it was, wait for it, out of this world. And just like that, I'm going to end the live. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Don't leave. I'm sure Jack will be in here any second now. But it is, let's see, it's really filling up. Have we got questions for Jack? Because I like to take fan questions. And I want to make sure that if there is something you'd like to ask him, as long as it's relatively appropriate and doesn't involve, for example, him marrying you, then, you know, I'd be happy to ask those questions. Like if it's a real legitimate question about him and his music, then I would love to have that on the program this evening. Hello, Scott. Thank you for coming in. Sorry about the confusion on our call earlier. That's a funny story, but for another time. There's the request to be in the live. My guy, let's click the go with Jack Gilinsky. Do. Yo.
How's it going, man?
It's going well. How are you?
I'm doing as well as you can be, you know, just in lockdown.
Fair enough. Well, you know, at least in lockdown, nothing bad is happening, right? So
exactly, we're all safe, and I'm happy about that.
Exactly. All right. So we've gathered here on this monumental evening to talk about your song, My Love, with Don Tolliver. And it's a fantastic song, man. I really liked it. The first time I heard it, I was like, ooh, who is this? I don't know who it is. Turns out it was you. Turns out it was Don. I know I've watched a couple of your interviews where you've talked about kind of having to establish yourself now. Like, you are the artist now. You're no longer part of a team. It is Jack G, and that's just who it is with one song. How do you think that's gone so far? Have people kind of dug who you are? Have they figured it out?
Well, first off, I just have to say thank you so much. I really appreciate that, and I'm always very interested on what people think on their very first listen, and that's what I want people to say is, who is this? What is this song? And
right.
So that makes me so happy that that's what you thought.
Good.
It's going well, man. It's going very well. I mean, you know, the fans that I had previous to releasing this song, I think are taking very well to it, which is my dream come true. You know, I just want to make all of my supporters happy and make them feel like I'm doing them justice and for following me. And so other than that, outside of my own fandom, I feel like it's actually being received really well. Like just before this call, I just got a text from my manager saying that it was just spun in I think London, or I crossed the UK for the first time on one of their stations. And so messages like that just make me so happy. And seeing how the streams are doing so well on apps like Spotify and Apple Music and Amazon and Pandora and Shazam, seeing how many Shazams there are. This is all amazing news for me. So I've been really, really overwhelmed with the positive response to me as just Jack G, like you were saying.
That's awesome. How does it feel in terms of like the importance to you about being solo now? Does it almost feel like it's a second coming of age? You get to kind of figure out all over again what you stand for?
It definitely is. And it has been for me for the last couple months, even in private, behind the scenes, figuring out how to roll out this whole project. For me, it was kind of about identifying who I am as a person, who I am as an artist and as an individual, and who do I want to project that to? And how do I want to project it to those people? So there's a million questions, and it was really hard for me because if you are familiar with me and Jack J and Jack as the music duo, Jack J is so good at defining what he loves. And he's a very decisive person, and he knows what he wants, and he knows what he likes, and he knows what he doesn't. And I'm almost on the other end of the spectrum there, where I am very indecisive and I have a very hard time making decisions. And, you know, it's something as simple as choosing the album artwork or the single artwork or any decision ever is just really difficult for me. And so that was a huge challenge for me, but it really allows me, or actually I should say it forces me to dig deep and figure out who I really am as an artist, which is an interesting battle for me. I got to figure it out, but I'm on my way.
Definitely. Well, I mean, you know, just to make the obvious pun, I'm glad you made the decision to join us tonight. Your fans were really messing with you in the comments before you hopped in about how, oh, you know, he's going to be late. He's really bad at IG Lives. But I just want to point out, this man was on time.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I was trying to be on time because with a few of the IG Lives in the past, I think I've been like 2 or 3 minutes late. And my fans, if you don't know this, they're very punctual human beings. And
I see that.
They to be places, and so I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart for them. But I'm not always that way, so I'm glad that I was on time for this.
Isn't that interesting, though, that, you know, the music you make attracts a type of person with this one very important personality trait that you don't have?
Yes. I think that's extremely interesting, and I don't know how that works.
Yeah, that would be worth like a scientific study someday.
I'm open for it. I'm willing to start.
So question about the song My Love. With a lot of your music in the past, you know, just from the fact that you were in a group, I mean, like we talked about, this wasn't always your decision and not everything could be your decision. That's just not how being in a band works.
Yes.
Now that you're the head honcho of your music career, you are in charge. What you say happens and your way goes or nothing at all. Is that a lot of pressure?
I would say yes, that is a lot of pressure. Not necessarily pressure from anyone else, but just pressure on myself to be able to make those big decisions and to be able to kind of decipher what it is I want to do versus what it is I don't want to do. And there's a ton of options on the table, so I view myself as very lucky in that way. But yeah, it's interesting. I have to make all my own decisions, and usually Jack J helps me with those. So it's not the same anymore, but it's a good process for me. I feel like it's making me change the way I think about a lot of things, not only just my own career.
That was going to be the question I was asking. You know, or I was planning on asking was, do you think that higher expectation for yourself has kind of led to growth as an artist? But I'll instead ask, you know, to go deeper, in what ways have you seen that with yourself?
So for sure, yes. And I feel like just in terms of this sounds silly, right? But like, I feel like because there were two of us, we almost felt like we weren't fully responsible for any one thing. You know, we were both on the line. So it was easier to not do some things, I guess, or not push ourselves as hard, I feel like, in moments, because, you know, we could both take the fall and it wasn't just on you. But now it's like all my responsibility and it's all my fault if something doesn't happen. And so something as simple as like deciding whether to play Xbox or practice guitar is something that I have to deal with now. And I naturally gravitate towards the guitar, which is amazing. But, you know, if I had my friends around, I might gravitate towards playing Xbox. So it's like something that sounds kind of stupid to someone else, but after multiple days passing and stuff like that, it really makes a difference on what you decide to do in that one moment.
Well, since you brought it up, I've got to ask, what have you been playing lately?
Well, on the guitar, I've been playing a ton of Coldplay and U2.
Look at that pivot right there.
I know. I was like, Xbox. On Xbox, if you want me to be completely honest, I haven't played in a couple weeks just because I've been so focused with this release. But you know, I originally started playing Xbox a long time ago. I think I started playing like the Spider-Man game and like maybe some GTA. But now, at least in this year, the only games I've played are Fortnite and Rocket League. Those two games trip my trigger there. What about you?
Yo, that's crazy. Well, I'm a PS4 kind of guy, so
okay.
You know, sorry, man, but
no, it's okay. I got friends on PS4.
I've been doing lately in quarantine. I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty Warzone, which, you know, it's just Fortnite but without glitter. So it's
Yeah,
like it's pretty
exactly.
much the same thing. But I mean,
That's Jack J's favorite game right now, actually. So if you want to go
really,
play him, let him
yeah.
know. Yeah, he'll play with you.
Okay, hey, I mean, if you want to put in a good word, I've played with a couple of artists before, and it's always fun because it's like I don't have to interview somebody anymore. We can just talk about, you know, taking locations, and that's a fun time.
No, it's a great time. I love the gaming community, and I feel like it's definitely it's a place where you can just kind of disconnect from reality and just have fun. So I'll definitely put in a word for you.
I appreciate it, man. Since you brought up Fortnite as well, that's something that's been going around in the music community. Like Travis Scott's dropping a song in Fortnite. I guess
Oh
I
wow,
might as well, or say again.
I didn't even know that he was doing that. That's awesome.
This week he's going to be doing like a virtual event in Fortnite, and he's debuting a new song. It's called Astronomical. Look it up. But
Okay, okay.
uh, I figure, you know, in terms of, I guess, you and your musical career and your idea of fleshing out who you are now for the first time by yourself, would you do a large scale musical digital event like that? And if so, on what platform and with who? And, you know, all in hypotheticals. So we can give you $1 million budget. Just what would it look like?
Of course. No, I feel like I would totally be open to doing something like that because especially in this time, you know, virtual concerts are pretty much the only concerts that can be going on right now anyways, due to all social distancing. So I would definitely love to do that. If I had to choose a game, you know, the only game I can even think of doing that in is Fortnite. You know, it's the only game that anybody's ever done that with. You know, like Marshmello did that a while back, and I remember that was a big event for a lot of the kids on that
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
that game. So, you know, I would be totally open to doing something like that. But the thing is, I wouldn't want to like upset the kids who are already playing that game. I would want to gain those people as fans previous to doing any sort of concert. Because otherwise, you know, I don't want it to seem like ingenuine for the game to put, you know, some random artist in this game. And, you know, with Marshmello, it works, you know, because he's a massive global artist.
Everyone knows, yeah.
Everyone knows him. You know, all these young guys and girls like him. And so, you know, I would make sure to do that groundwork before just hopping in there. Because I know even myself, you know, it's annoying when things are like ingenuine and you feel like, oh, this is just like a deal, you know, some sort of deal that they have going on. But for sure, I'd be open to doing.
That was one of the things that you talked about with our night show, Zach Sang, last week, that you made a really interesting point that I wanted to make sure we hit on together, where you talked about not wanting to seem like an industry plant.
Yes.
And I wanted to ask, and please don't name names so that none of us get in trouble, but what does an industry plant look like? You know, just kind of what are you trying to avoid?
Well, I guess what I was thinking about when I said that is just, and no, like I have no problem with an industry plant. Let me just say that because they honestly produce some of the best hits that we ever get. And I have nothing against those people. I just kind of meant that I want to come off as authentic as possible. And like everything that I do comes from my brain, you know, and it comes from my opinion on what I want to do. I want to stand out as an artist and feel like very just genuine to everybody that I come across. And so I don't know. I don't know what it looks. I think what it looks like is just pop hit after pop hit, which is also just amazing, by the way. It's really amazing to have pop hits. So I'm jealous of those people.
I get you.
But I don't even have a certain artist or a group that in my mind. It's just something that may be put together, and now it's being shopped around by the industry, which there's nothing wrong with that. And I think that's actually amazing because, like I said, they come out with some of the best music in the world.
Yeah, none of those indie pop blogs are going to come away from this live and be like, oh my God, Jack Gilinsky hates Ed Sheeran or, you know, whatever. Like,
oh my God, Ed Sheeran's like the furthest thing from that. He started singing on a boat in the river in Amsterdam, you know, like he's very true to himself.
He is.
He just happens to make amazing pop music, you know?
And I'm not saying that he's an industry plant either, you know. I've really opened this can of worms for us, but I thought it was a good point that you brought up, is like, you know, trying to find what is authenticity in music, because, you know, critics of pop music will say it's all fake, but fans of it, you know, some of them will still say that some of it is fake. And it's like, you can never win But
No,
what does winning look like? I guess that's
there's
kind of.
always going to be someone who has a problem with your music, and I always say, and I know it's been said before, but it's like, if you don't have haters, you're not doing a good job, because you want people to see your stuff and talk about it. At the end of the day, it's all down to word of mouth. And so I have no problem with people hating on me, because that means they're telling someone else about how much they hate me, and that person has to go look me up, and then they develop their own opinion about me. And so I love that, and it's okay to have haters.
I mean, that's important too, to understand that haters are actually fine. That's
Yeah.
a byproduct of exactly what you want, success.
Yes, you're
So
so right.
there's two things. There's two last things. I don't want to keep you forever. I know nobody's a busy man these days, but I know you're probably busier than I am.
Hey, no
So,
worries, man. I'll stick around however long.
well, I promise I won't keep you much longer, but there's two things that I wanted to do. And number one was I wanted to take a fan question. So earlier in the chat, and for folks in the audience, please start typing fan questions while I admit my faults, okay? So if you've got a question for him, type it and pop it in there. Before you got in, I was like, yeah, if you've got fan questions, write them in now, and I'll write them down. I lied.
You didn't write down a single one. That's okay. Hey, it's
So I would
okay.
have to scroll all the way to the top of the chat to see those. I just can't do that.
I don't blame you at all. So I'll let you take it away. I don't know what they're asking, or if we're seeing the same stuff come through.
Yeah, let's see. Of course, everyone's going to ask, blah, blah, blah. Are you single? Blah, blah, blah. Marry me, blah, blah, blah. And there's some questions in Arabic that I wish I could read, but I can't.
Yes, I wish. Well,
that's a good one right there from Laura. What have you eaten today?
okay, this is actually a good question to ask me today. So I woke up, I had a shoot early this morning. Actually, my sister was a photographer for that shoot, but that's besides the point. I woke up at 7:30 a.m. and I always cook myself 4 eggs in the morning. So scramble 4 eggs, eat those, and then I drink a protein shake right after that. So I'm like super full. And then I actually, for lunch, I just had a huge plate of brown rice, just brown rice. That's it. And no protein involved. So that was it, kind of bland. And then I made myself a spinach smoothie with like ice, obviously, spinach, protein powder. I had some oat milk in there. Let's see, what else did I put in? I put in, I think, some almonds, just like some good stuff that I don't like to eat. So I drink it. So I don't know.
Okay. So
and that's it so far today.
So are you a vegetarian?
I am not a vegetarian. It's funny, yeah, because I didn't eat any meat today, but I will probably. You know what's funny is you say this. We're picking up from a vegan restaurant tonight, so I won't have any meat today at all.
Okay.
But, yeah, I'm not a. I love meat, to be honest. It's sad, I love like the actual animals, pigs, but I also like to eat them. So it's kind of a love-hate relationship there, but no protein today.
Yeah, please don't anybody screen record this, but like pigs, they're so cute, but they're also so delicious.
I know, and it's so sad. Like one day, I promise I will be vegan, but I need some time to adjust, and I feel like our world will make it easier and easier as time passes to do that.
You are entirely right. Yeah, that Beyond Meat, for example. You had any of that? Because I've tried it. It's really good. It's really
good. I actually had some last night. I had Beyond Tacos. It was yeah.
Okay, very cool. Well, I will just say as a quick aside, you wake up at 7:30 and make 4 eggs. I wake up at 7:30 and hit snooze until 8:30. So good on you, my friend. Good on you.
That was like the earliest I've woken up in literally 2 months. So don't feel bad at all. It was just because I had something scheduled at 9 a.m.
I gotcha. All right, and this is always a lot of fun. We've been doing a lot of lives with a lot of really cool artists, and this, I think, is one of the most fun parts. I'm going to turn off the comments, but I need the chat to pay attention to me real quick, okay? Normally, when an artist would come through here in Virginia Beach, we would maybe grab a photo together, right? Arm in arm, maybe doing some fun pose. We can't do that. Can we do an Instagram Live photo shoot that is screenshotted by the chat?
There you go. I mean, they can't answer, so
they can't answer. They're gonna have to deal. Yeah, we're gonna have to ask you guys. All right, so Jack and I will strike a pose. I'll follow your lead, whatever you think would look good, and I'll just kind of match it.
Okay.
And you guys screenshot it, DM them to me on my Instagram, Waters on Air, Waters on Air, Waters on Air. Hint, hint, drop the follow. Or DM them to this account, hot1005, or DM them to you. I mean, I assume every now and then you probably read DMs, so.
Yeah, every now and then, for sure.
It can get a little weird in there, but
if they tag me in the photos, I'll see them much easier.
There you go. Okay, so now we know how to reach them. Let's go ahead and I will follow you, man. And, you know, as soon as we've got the pose, hopefully they've listened. Hopefully they can follow instructions and they'll take the screenshots.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe some thumbs up.
We'll do some thumbs up. All right. Oh, wow. This lighting is bad. Hold on. I gotta move this. There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have a hat on, but you got a hat. You could do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. What else? You said guns? Yeah, we got
Okay,
guns.
let's do guns.
I know you don't have a headset, but I got an extra.
I've got headphones if you want me to go get those.
Go get those right now.
Okay. My guy. All right,
here we go. We got the headphone picture. If only you had the mic.
I know, right? That was fun.
That was fun. That was it.
We don't need to do too many. I mean, with when we were doing a live with Sophia Carson, she and I were like doing this, like pointing up at each other. It was like all kinds of weird stuff. So yours is right up there, probably. I would say top 2 Instagram photo shoots and not number 2. All right.
Hey, I'll take that all day long.
And I mean that too. I try not to BS with artists. Like, you had the poses, man.
Hey, man, thank you so much. I got them from you, man.
I don't know about that because I was following you the whole time. But I'm going to turn on the comments. And we'll just, you guys, if we could get a little round of clap hand emojis in the chat for Mr. Jack Gilinsky.
Oh, man.
For being amazing, for spending some time. Yeah, I have to embarrass you. I'm sorry. I have to.
No, you know what we need to do is us two need to clap for them for having all these people in here. That's what we
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Look at this man. He is so full of grace. I love it. And, you know, me listening to you will hopefully increase my chances of maybe jumping on Modern Warfare with Johnson at some point, right?
There you go. If you listen to My Love, you're definitely going to have a higher chance of playing with Jack J on Modern Warfare.
So, to use Stan Twitter language, then this will be my last thought, right? Stream My Love for clear skin, good grades, and Warzone victories.
Yes. Wow, you really did your research. That's actually what the fans say.
That is actually what the fans say. What can I say? I am knee deep in that world, man. It is crazy.
I love that. That's the world you got to be in for the job that you have, man.
That's what I try to do. All right, Jack. Well, again, I won't hold up the rest of your night, but enjoy that vegan dinner, and hopefully let's talk soon. Thank you so much. I hope you had a great day, and please stay safe during this crazy time, man. Same to you, my friend. All right, until next time. Have a good one, man. See ya. See ya. All right. There he is. He's off. Wow, that was fun. Hopefully, I'm gonna go back to my creepy lighting now, just to say goodbye to you guys. If you got those screenshots from a couple of minutes ago, please send them along. My username is WatersOnAir, so you can go ahead and hit me up if you like and DM those screenies, or tag him, tag me as well, tag us at Hot1005, and hopefully we will be able to hear some good new music from him soon as well. But in the meantime, again, stream My Love for clear skin, good grades, and Fortnite Battle Royales and Victory Royales and Warzone victories as well. So that is it for this Instagram Live. We'll be back tomorrow with another Instagram Live. JoJo from the hit song Get Out a couple of years ago. She has a new one called Man. We're going to talk about that tomorrow, 3:30, right here on wherever our ad is. Is it up here? I have no idea. And what's my IG again? That's the question I like. Let me type it in the chat real quick before I go, okay? So I love grabbing a little bit of clout on my way out. But for real, man, Jack was so much fun. One of the most fun lives I've done so far here. Thank you so much for being in attendance for it, because without you, there would be literally no point to do these. So, you know, you made this worth it. I appreciate it very much. All right, like I say on the radio sometimes, on my way out the door, peace amongst worlds.